my semen retention journey, Nofap journey, whatever you guys want to call it. That's what we're talking about in this video. So we're going to pretty much cover a variety of stuff, pretty much where I'm leading up to now in 2022. If you guys don't know, when I started, this was pretty much back in 2020. And I started because I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't know how I stumbled across it. Maybe it was something like No Nut November, or, you know, something of semen retention attraction. But that's where I started learning about it. I was like, oh shit, is this thing actually real? Does it actually work? And so I ended up giving it a try and experimenting with it. And then, you know, there's tons and tons of benefits. A lot of you guys can probably verify this. You know, you feel energetic, more interactive with people, more confident, more vibrant, more talkative, confident in the way that you talk, and whatever it is, there's tons and tons of benefits that you guys can pretty much agree with. But anyways, I wanted to find out for myself. I was like, is this shit actually legit? Is it actually, you know, possible for you to do this and, you know, start experiencing female attraction? That was the main reasoning as to why I started semen retention, but that's not the reason why I do it now. Personally, I do it now for, you know, being more energetic, being more ambitious towards my goals, being more driven, you know, increasing that testosterone. And see, the reasoning has changed between 2020 and now 2022 as I'm making this video. If you're watching this video later on down the road, if it's 2023 or whatever, you know, my reasoning now in the present is probably most likely going to stay the same, because I realize with retention, we all start off for a certain reason. And I'm going to say for probably the vast majority of guys probably do semen retention for female attraction. And I totally understand that as to the reason why that is, because that's where I started off. But then you start realizing, you know what, there's these other benefits. And, you know, as I started progressing, let's say as through 2021, I believe, that's where I started realizing, you know what, I need to start focusing on myself. I need to start focusing on my goals, start making more and more ambitious towards my dreams and all that. And see, I started practicing semen retention more and more. So here's the thing, when you pretty much go months without busting and, you know, not focusing on your desires, that lustful side, you're going to experience that, you know what, you're going to get like this clarity that you no longer need it. It's no longer necessary. And that's where I pretty much got. I was like, why am I trying to hit up chicks and all that when I'm practicing seed retention and retaining my seed? There's no point, there's no reason as to why that is. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I came to that realization, that light bulb pretty much kicked on. I was like, okay, you know what? You got to stop chasing the chicks. I understand, you know, like I was talking to myself. I was like, you know what? I'm doing seed retention for the female attraction, but you know what? Attraction isn't just based off of retention. It also comes off your appearance, your personality, your financial status, you know, the way how you carry yourself, the way how you dress. There's so much more and more in depth than, you know, just female attraction, seed retention, whatever you guys want to call it. So I came to that realization, oh, you know what? These other benefits outweigh, you know, the female attraction part. So I was like, okay, that makes total sense to myself. I was like, you know what? Being more ambitious is going to be more and more beneficial, especially to myself, because you know what? If I start reaching my dreams, my desires, my goals, you know, my bucket list, I have a bucket list already, guys, and I recommend you guys create one as well. But anyways, so it made me realize, you know what, I'm going to start working more and more towards my bucket list, and I'm going to start achieving my goals. And I was like, hell yeah, that's badass, because you know what, on my bucket list, you know, I had skydiving. And so I was like, okay, well, you know what, I knocked that bad boy out. And I finally did it, and it was an experience. I was like, you know what, after doing that, I was like, hell yeah, you know what, I want to hit the next goal, bro. And so I'm like, you know, my next goal is starting a business, becoming a millionaire. And I'm slowly working towards it, trying to build my way up to it. And then also another one of my goals is becoming a major YouTuber out there, if I can, possibly. We'll see if that happens. I know it will, if I continue putting the work and effort. There's times that, you know, you're going to go through resets and all that. So with my retention journey, keep in mind, you know, I have parts in my retention journey that, you know, I'll go a couple months and I'll end up resetting my streak, and I'm like, shit. And then I fall into a rut, and I'm like, you know what, it's kind of difficult to get back onto track. But then eventually I'm like, you know what, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, another month, and then it resets, and then I go back into that rut. So it's one of those things that, you know, it takes practice. The more and more you practice it, the more likely it's going to catch on and become a habit. So keep in mind that, you know, if you guys are struggling with your retention journey and all that, or your Nofap journey, it's going to take a little bit of effort, and you're going to go through ups and downs pretty much. It's not something that's going to happen easily, and you guys are going to notice this. I noticed this within myself, that, excuse me, so I noticed that, you know, I would have times that I just end up screwing up for maybe a week to a month, and then I would get back onto track. But anyways, guys, going back to what I was talking about, where it was pretty much, you know, the retention was outweighing the benefits of the female attraction. So I realized, you know what, I need to start pursuing my goals, start making my dreams actually happen. So that's why I'm doing my retention journey. That's why, like, you know, it's kind of shifted the way how I think, my perception. I realized that, you know what, every time I reset my streak or start wasting my seed, essentially I'm wasting my time. And that I'm wasting my time, you know, it's not going to help me with my goals. And I try thinking of my end goal. Try imagining your dream life. How would you imagine it? So with my dream life, personally, I imagine myself being a freaking millionaire, being relaxed, being retired. But as a millionaire, you know, I don't see myself beating the meat or strangling the goose, whatever you guys want to call it. You know, I don't see myself ever doing that, because at my dream goal, my end destination, man, I shouldn't have to do that. I don't see me doing that. So I know pretty much all these rich, successful people, they don't do this shit. You know, they don't think about beating the meat or watching spicy content or anything like that. You know, I mean, just think about it. Take a brief moment. Where do you imagine yourself being, you know, with your journey on this planet for the short limited time that you're here? So another thing with my retention journey is, you know, I became more and more spiritual as well. And this is something that, you know, also with self-improvement, because I want to end up bettering myself, bettering my life, making it a whole lot better. And it's just something that, you know, ties in together. So with my retention journey, it has completely shifted from the female attraction to improving my life, making my dream life possible. How can I get towards it? What actions do I need to take, and what actions am I going to do? So it has completely changed, guys. So with my retention journey, I'm now doing it because I see that, hey, you know what, I get more and more clarity. I'm being more energetic. I'm more ambitious to work towards my goals. Of course, I still want that female attraction. I won't deny it. I think almost every guy does. But you kind of get to a realization point that you're like, hey, you know what, I need to kind of ignore it. It'll happen when it happens. And, you know, it's going to happen more likely when you're successful, when you hit your dreams, when you hit your ambitions. It's more likely to happen than, you know, just expecting it to happen by, you know, watching all these videos that, hey, female attraction, you do semen retention, it's just going to happen naturally, which sometimes it does. You'll get more and more attention. I won't deny that. But you also need to take action on building your physique. You know, start working towards your goals, start working towards your ambitions. There's a lot more for female attraction than just seed retention. I hope you guys are aware of that. But anyways, guys, so yeah, my journey from 2020 to 2022 has completely shifted more from the female attraction to me pretty much, you know, focusing more and more on myself, focusing on my goals, my ambitions. But anyways, guys, I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. Don't forget to drop me that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me here today. And I hope this video pretty much caught you guys up for the last 2 years.